Yes. Miitopia with only pop stars. The only challenge that drains your energy. So the main game of this was very easy. So I figured because I did my Clark Motto job post game only a little while ago, and because I had fun, why not do it for my most recent Motto job run with the pop stars? I thought this would be nice and fun, but oh boy, I was wrong. Let's get started because I don't really have much else to say. Gyarados Isle was easy, obviously, until Uncharted Gyarados, which completely whooped my ass. I went to the first level, which shows that maybe our bulkiness isn't going to save us in the end game. So I went to New Lumos pretty quickly and did the first 3 districts before heading back and trying to do anything else again. I managed to get all the way up to the replica Dark Lord after coming back, but I didn't even attempt it until before Dark King and Dark Queen, but it was easy due to reasons you'll see once we get to those bosses. Alright, time to talk about New Lumos. The typical suspects of Freeness, also known as King Cow, Frog King, and Frog Queen, and Dark Dragon Lord are all really easy due to their low damage. But notice how I didn't mention Cow King, because it was a different story. I ran out of sprinkles halfway into the fight, and the robots were so annoying to deal with. It pissed me off so badly. I was fighting with my life, with my limited healing methods. This isn't like my Warrior Mono job run, where I can dish out a lot of damage to solve my problems. Like in the Dark King and Dark Queen fight, where I just went out all on the Queen and was easily able to cruise through the fight afterwards in that run. Here, I just have to tank and have no way of healing it back. Well, I have smooth moves that barely heals, so it also doesn't really matter. Until I get some good safe spot heals, I will be struggling for a bit. Luckily, I eventually killed the damn thing, but gosh, this felt like ages. But if you thought that was hard, you haven't seen shit. Because this fight actually might just be on the level of some of my post-game Dark Suns. There is so much that needs to go right here. I was insanely lucky to win first try. Alright, so we have to hope for bites and nightmares because they're easily neglectable. The way out of tune makes Nightmare incredibly easy to counter, and the bites don't do nearly as much damage as the Ice AoE, which doesn't seem like a lot, but with 3 attacks from the boss per turn, those Ice AoEs add up quick. But the real pain in the ass is the Hot Shot, which is 90 damage to the meat that the boss decides to target. Safe to say, this is awful. I had to make the strategic sacrifices, safe spot heal turns that I had to do due to my limited sprinkles that I was preserving for the first half of the fight. There is so much more to know as well, like the AI will spam the fuck out of revive moves. The horse was so ungodly useless as well. I got one Hearse Torn at the beginning, which was so useless because I used mounted attack, because I got a benefit from a full heal from the horse whispering. This took 22 turns and had me so stressed out. If Mies didn't heal after relationship level ups, let's just say this might as well be impossible. Or I probably would have just lost my attempt. Oh my god, fuck this fight, man. So after that disaster, I decided to grind my ass off. And yeah, I guess that's the key to win for these bosses. Hyper Sprinkles are huge here because Popstar's attacks hit both of them, so I get huge value out of them. I also get slightly more on the Dark Queen, which is huge. Obviously the AoEs hurt a lot, but if you're lucky like me, they didn't get to use them that often. The difference between this and King of Hounds is that King of Hounds had half of its moves suck balls, and had 3 turns to attack. Each of these bosses only have a 33% chance to use an AoE, and can't use it consecutively, so it wasn't that bad. I think I was just too stressed out from the last fight, which is fair enough. This might just be the stupidest fight ever. Yes, it's hard, but the target attack makes it so much easier. The explosion AoE obviously sucks immense dick, but this fight is all about trusting the process. By slowly spamming Angelic Voice, eventually the time will come when 2 Miis will gain a relationship level and full heal. I genuinely won this while barely using sprinkles. No life or HP sprinkles were used. I can't really say much about this fight because I think we get the point now about this run, but holy fuck was it so funny just because of how stupidly overpowered Angelic Voice is. This is basically doing the same thing like in King of Hounds, but here, I don't know why, but it was funny. Mainly because of the target attack, but still. And also because I got really lucky. I was sad that nobody can tank the attack though. Red Link was obviously the only one even slightly close. I wanna die. Alright, no more shits and giggles. I have to be honest, I almost quit this right here at the Dark Sun. I spent 35 turns and half an hour of my life on the first attempt, and felt absolutely soul-crushed when I lost. I was so fucking close, but I just couldn't do it. Attempt 2 happened the next morning, and I barely did any damage before losing due to shitty RNG. I decided one more attempt before throwing it in the towel. And, Little did I know, it was absolute cinema. The Dark Sun has 4 attacks in Phase 1. Nightmare status, his default single target attack, summoning a metal, and the infamous Black Hole Fuck You attack. Obviously, you have to hope he rarely flips you off, because that does a solid 166 to 170 damage to the whole team. But why have the whole team out when you can protect me? I almost always had me in the safe spot when the Dark Sun attacked. I decided to keep them healthy, so yeah, it was usually me, but whatever. This allows at least one me to make progress on a turn, or if I'm lucky, even more me's. I safe spotted a lot of me's for heals, because if they weren't around at 160 to 170 HP, they would die to the fuck you attack. This meant I rarely got the chance to make actual damage progress, but when I did, it felt awesome. I also had to keep attacking as much as possible when the medals were up to increase the chances of the Dark Sun wasting a turn summoning another one. I also had to use 0 sprinkles besides MP if I wanted. Everything else would be needed for Phase 2. I also had to not use Horse Whispering unless it was absolutely worth it. That applies to both phases, but especially here. There's a good chance that it only happens once, so you gotta make the most of it. I figured I want to get more horse turns during the second phase, so when I got a chance during the end of the first phase, I capitalized on it. But now, the second phase. Oh boy, the second phase. The 1 HP attack came out, and I did the usual routine. Full heal to me with the lowest HP, the stat, safe spot, 1, shield another, and in case of here, semi-heal one of the Miis so they can tank a single target hit. Keep in mind I made everyone have a cool personality to give a chance to dodge the attack. The fucking single target one. But yeah, Phase 2 is definitely the shaky part of the fight. You have to deal damage while also constantly healing your Miis. I managed to keep this going until I couldn't. An asteroid AoE came out and absolutely fucked me over. Me and 2 Link were dead, and Red Link and Toad might as well have 1 HP. Keep in mind this is right after another 1 HP attack as well. But luckily, before then, Toad dodged the single target attack, which was so huge. And even before then, me and Red Link were hypering away and whacking the boss. So he was kinda low, and during that phase I had to really try to keep Toad healthy because the order of turns between my teammates is kinda random sometimes. Red Link either goes after me or sometimes he just goes after Toad. It's really weird. I also had to use my shield sprinkles on the both of us, but yeah. Obviously, as you just watched, I decided to use my life sprinkle, and then I hypered all 3 of my Miis, and then I killed the boss. Holy fuck! Pain, suffering, and everything. Oh my goodness, fuck this fight, man. Fuck it. I truly wish I recorded my reaction. I was legit shaking during the sequence of events I just described, and when the Dark Sun died, I nearly cried of joy because I didn't have to fight him again. This fight just sucked so fucking bad, and honestly, I had to get so lucky. And yeah, it's finally done. Pride is really the devil, though. I thought this challenge wouldn't be that bad, but I was so wrong. Leave it up to the post-game runs to be infinitely harder than anything in the main game. I mean, the planned thumbnail was us sleeping at a camp for Christ's sake, but then I made it the normal camping one. But yeah, if there's one challenge on my channel I would never recommend anyone to do, it's definitely this one, because this sucks balls. Whether it's the grinding, the stressful and long fights, it's all so fucking exhausting, and I'm happy I finished it. Anyways, that's the end. Thanks for watching. Peace.